The Season 2 finale of Gyeongseong Creature leaves fans on an emotionally charged, suspenseful note, with a mix of climactic action, betrayal, memory loss, and unresolved plot lines that promise further exploration in future seasons. This historical fantasy series, set in the Japanese-occupied Gyeongseong during the 1940s, has been praised for blending supernatural horror with political intrigue. Its conclusion raises several poignant questions about the characters and the future of the story. Here's a detailed breakdown and explanation of the events that unfold in the final episode of Season 2. The foreshadowing of betrayal and heartache. The finale of Gyeongseong Creature begins with Kayak and Soo-jo confronting each other about their pasts and current motivations in a tense moment. Soon, Jo learns that his adoptive mother, Yuko-ma, has been manipulating him for her own ends, and that she never truly cared about him. This revelation sets the emotional tone for Soo-jo's subsequent actions, fueling his need for closure and revenge. Their conversation highlights the mommy issues that Soo-jo faces, which become critical to the plot's development. Meanwhile, Hoi is faced with a moral dilemma, forced by Ma to make a terrible choice. Ma traps Kayak in a water tank, where she is either to be drowned or have her memory erased and her Nagin extracted. At the same time, Hoi's friends are held in another location, forcing him to choose whom to save first. His decision to prioritize rescuing his friends introduces a heart-pounding series of events in which Kayak must fend for herself while waiting for his eventual arrival. The rise and fall of Yuko-ma. One of the most significant developments in the finale is the fall of Yuko-ma as the villain of the season. Ma's cold manipulation of Soo-jo and her cruel experiments with the Nagin have marked her as a central antagonist. In the final confrontation, Soo-jo, driven by the earlier revelations about his relationship with her, faces Ma directly. She callously reiterates that she never saw him as a son, but rather as a pawn in her quest for power. In a climactic moment, Soo-jo finally takes his revenge. Using his monstrous, tentacle-like abilities, he stabs Ma and throws her into a room filled with nitrogen gas. Her final moments are striking as she smiles while facing her demise. This death scene encapsulates the complex character dynamics at play throughout the series. Soo-jo's need for emotional closure, Ma's toxic control over him, and the ultimate tragedy of their relationship. Hoi's race against time to save Kayak. While Soo-jo's confrontation with Ma unfolds, Hoi battles monsters and races to rescue Kayak in one of the more dramatic sequences of the series. Kayak is submerged in the water tank, fighting for her life as the water fills around her. The tension is palpable as her heart stops and the Nagin begins to separate from her body. Hoi's rescue of Kayak is laden with emotional flashbacks of their time together. As he breaks the glass of the water tank, it becomes clear that their bond transcends the physical. Kayak's Nagin lies in a puddle beside her, symbolizing the partial separation of her spirit from her body. But Hoi's efforts bring her back to life. His determination to save her, even at the cost of abandoning his initial choice to rescue his friends first, underscores his deep emotional attachment to her. Kayak's memory loss in the epilogue. After the dramatic rescue, the series takes an unexpected turn. Kayak, who had previously fought against the manipulation of her memory, has lost all recollection of the events she endured. She is shown living a seemingly normal life, unaware of the horror she faced or her relationship with Hoi. Her memory loss serves as a metaphor for the erasure of trauma, but also as a narrative device to set up future conflicts. In the epilogue, Kayak is haunted by dreams of chasing someone she can't remember. These dreams imply a lingering connection to her past life, hinting that her memory, though suppressed, still has echoes in her subconscious. The final moments of the episode show Kayak walking down a street where she spots Hoi in a crowd. They share a knowing glance, suggesting that despite the memory loss, their bond remains intact on some deeper level. Themes of memory, trauma, and identity. The Season 2 finale of Gyeongseong Creature explores heavy themes of memory, trauma, and identity. Kayak's memory loss symbolizes not just the erasure of her specific experiences, but the broader theme of how traumatic events are dealt with both individually and collectively. Hoi's emotional journey reflects his internal struggle with the moral complexities of choosing between loved ones and friends in life-threatening situations. Soo-jo's arc, on the other hand, delves into themes of identity and betrayal, particularly in his relationship with Ma. His discovery that she never loved him forces him to reckon with his sense of self and his place in the world, which has been largely shaped by her manipulations. His decision to kill Ma, although motivated by revenge, also signifies his attempt to reclaim control over his own identity. The open-ended conclusion and potential for a new season. While the finale resolves some of the immediate threats posed by Ma and the monsters, it leaves the story open for further development. Kayak's memory loss and the lingering presence of the Nagin suggest that the supernatural conflict is far from over. Additionally, the public exposure of the Gyeongseong biotech experiments raises questions about how the larger world will react to the existence of these creatures and the ethical dilemmas posed by their creation. The final exchange between Hoi and Kayak, where they share a knowing smile despite her memory loss, hints at a continuation of their relationship in future seasons. Their journey is far from over, and the unresolved emotional and supernatural elements of the story pave the way for further exploration in a potential third season. In conclusion, Gyeongseong Creature Season 2 ends on a suspenseful and emotionally charged note, with significant character developments, the defeat of the villain, and a cliffhanger that leaves much to be explored in future installments. The finale balances action, emotional depth, and supernatural intrigue, ensuring that fans will be eagerly awaiting the next chapter in this gripping story. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on the latest videos.